it's time for the news with your hosts. And now it's time for the news with your hosts, Clint Baker and Derek Gage. And now it's time for the news with your hosts, Clint Baker and Derek Gage.
Says we're on the air. You know that?
What the fuck?
Says we're on the air. And we got 2 lives. I love your description.
This came up.
Yeah, I'm here, Bobby. I think we're live right now.
If
You want me
you
to put it in the
like.
You want me to put it in the chat? Can you hear me? Boom jagga boom jagga boom jagga boom. No, Brandon, that's not Clint. That's me, CB3. We are planning on getting going. There we go. I think you just put it in. Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me, homie?
Yeah.
Curtis?
You know we're live right now? Yeah.
Curtis, can you hear me?
Can you hear me? I'm yes.
I can't hear you. What the fuck?
I know you can't
Curtis.
hear me because I've been talking to you for like 20 minutes. Hello.
This isn't good.
They can hear me, but you can't hear me.
Talk to me, dude.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Hold on.
We're live right now, bud. They're
Yep.
hearing all these backstage stuff. They got
Oh, this they can
pay
hear us? Oh, man.
they got to hear the they got to
gotta
pay
mute
extra
us
for the
then.
DVD extras. DVD
what's up, guys? It's Clint. I am back. Welcome to the Clint Baker Show. That's right. We are doing what I call a consolation. Wait, a cancellation or a consolation? Both. A small screen was canceled, and so I chugged a Red Bull and decided to do a stream. So I've got my good friend Curtis down here. But before we get to him, I just wanted to say, boom, find us on social media. Hit me up on the OG Clint Baker or IG, the OG Clint Baker, or Facebook is actually now the OG Clint Baker, all across the board. And you can catch us later tonight doing a versus where we put two movies up against each other and we talk about them both. We decide, according to our own rules, which one is the best movie. But that's later tonight. Right now, we have some topics that are supposed to be discussed. Hey, how come I have nobody in my co-pilot seat? Topics that are supposed to be discussed, and we're going to talk about them. So let's get Curtis in here. Boom! Curtis, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hello, Clint. Hello.
Hey. Otherwise known as Bakertown in the house. That's right.
Yeah, I'm doing really well, man. Just decided to crash in Edward's house for the weekend.
That's right. You are in Edward's
right.
apartment. That's really weird. Very, very strange. Let's see what we got going on in the chat. And we want to thank everybody for joining us here today. 30 seconds, says Bobby. What an exciting comment. And what a large size of a comment there. Well, cool. We got an exciting show, man. Tonight we are talking about Avatar. We are talking Avatar 2. We're talking about Moon Knight. The last episode we're talking about John Wick, and we're going to talk about Captain Carter being in Doctor Strange 2. Who's going to be in Doctor Strange 2? That's the question. That is the question. Oh boy, oh boy. Which what did you say, Clint? I said, who's going to be in Doctor Strange 2? Wait, you said what? Who's going to be in Doctor Strange 2? I can't find the video. I was going to push the button. I was going to go, who's going to be in...
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Yep, that's the question. Who's going to be in Doctor Strange 2? Well, apparently Peggy Carter is. So anyway, let's get down to it, man, and talk about the stuff. Before we do that, let's get in the chat. Guys, say hello. How you guys doing? Hello. Yes, it is Edward's apartment. There's 7 of you there. There's more than just Curtis and Bobby. So
no, we got Brandon Richard Carrera in here. We got of course we got Bobby. We got Danzig in here.
Hell yeah.
Over.
Danzig.
Yeah.
Danzig, you don't know who Neil Adams is? Come on, man.
No. I didn't know who Neil Adams was.
I'm just kidding. I just read that in the chat. Neil Adams, I think he sings that the song from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
No, that's
you know
Bryan
it's
Adams,
true. Everything I do. Is that right?
That's Bryan Adams, and now James has to come fly to America and fight you because you don't talk about Bryan Adams. He's a Canadian gem.
Oh, that's right. Well, let's see. Let's talk about since we're getting flooded with comments here, so I'm gonna have to shut them off because we're getting so many comments that hey, Curtis and Clint, Danzig, how's it going, Danzig? Let's
Hey,
get
sir,
in.
how you doing?
Let's get into the topics. First of all, CinemaCon has been going on this week. It made me sad because I swore I was like last year. I had so much fun with small screen that I said, you know what, dude? I have a goal in next year, and I'm like, it's a year from now. I'm going to start saving, and I'm going to start preparing, and a year from now, I was like, I want us to all go to CinemaCon. And all of a sudden, we're like, yeah, CinemaCon's next week. And I got really bummed. I was like, well, I'm not going to CinemaCon next week. And I was like, man, it just snuck up on me. And then I found out it was supposed to be, last year it was like in July. and this year it's April. The reason is last year it's normally in April, and last year because of COVID they postponed it, and then they still had it, but it was way later because they waited till things lightened up a little bit. Then they had it, and then this year they went ahead and had it in April like they always do. So I felt a little bit better. I was like, look, it wasn't a full year, so I'm gonna just look at my life in a few months. I'm gonna look at my life and be like, would I have been able to do this in July? And then I'll feel bad. But yeah, and when I look and I'm like, yeah, no, I wouldn't have been able to come now either. Then I'll feel bad. But anyway, but CinemaCon's fun. I really want to go next year. It's fun because they have all of the studios are basically presenting things to the movie theater companies, like all of the movie theaters. And so like last year they showed Ghostbusters like months and months and months before it came out. They'll show clips of stuff. They showed like the first 20 minutes of Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. They played that for the theater owners and press and stuff, and which is awesome.
Wow.
They show like
That's cool.
It's super cool. So they like they'll show like, hey, we've got like 12 minutes of the new Top Gun movie that we're gonna play for just you guys, and it's like, which is badass if you go. Hey, don't make that face, because man, I might if I could convince your wife, maybe you go with me next year. So
No,
like,
I'm just for Top Gun, like.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Tom Cruise. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, but so I think it's really cool. So being a guy that sits here and we sit here and talk about movies and TV and stuff, and I would love to do that. Like for me to go to Vegas for a week, and you're having fun at night, and then you're waking up early and going to these presentations from every studio, and every day they have a different one. They'll have Warner Brothers one day, Sony the next day, and they're all also kind of competing to try and top each other, and then they'll do like a Marvel not Marvel, but Disney will have its own day and stuff. And I heard like Lightyear. I think they played the first 20 minutes of Lightyear, and it had people in tears. Like Lightyear is supposed to be badass. Like it. Hey, I lost your audio, homie. Your audio's gone.
The trailers are making it look good.
Yeah, it's supposed for those who don't know. I was like, what the hell is going on with Lightyear? It looks too good and I realized it's the movie that the toys are based off of. So I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I just thought it was like a backstory kind of thing.
Yeah. No. Like what they recast. Like no. Every movie has toys made after them. So like the toys are based on this. So that's cool. So I was like, that's cool. So this is the movie that the toys are based off of. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, apparently it's fantastic. And there's just been a lot of exciting things coming. And every pundit and movie reviewer and YouTuber that's into this scene that's been reporting from there that I watch jealously, they've all been super excited and having a great time. So I'm next year I'm going, and this year everything looks great. So one of the things that they discussed is Avatar 2. Avatar 2 is, and I better get to this. Boom! Yeah. Avatar 2 has been put off forever and ever and ever. After the last 7 delays, this is from Variety, after at least 7 delays in the last 8 years, the film originally was supposed to be open in 2014. Director James Cameron is finally ready to show audiences his otherworldly underwater vision for Avatar's long-awaited sequel. It's newly titled as Avatar: The Way of Water. Avatar: The Way of... That's
No, they got that wrong. It's Ava 2. Ava 2 is the new title.
Ava 2 late. Ava.
Yeah.
Yeah, Disney, which inherited the franchise from acquiring 20th Century Fox in 2019, unveiled the new footage of the highly anticipated film at CinemaCon, the annual gathering of movie theater owners that's currently unfolding in Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. CinemaCon attendees were given 3D glasses to watch the minutes-long trailer that contained almost no dialogue. Instead, exhibitors were immersed into different regions across the dazzling world of Pandora through sweeping visuals of the planet's crystal blue oceans and lakes. The footage also shows local tribe, blah, 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 blah. Okay, look. I don't know how I feel about this, man. Like Avatar, maybe would have been excited about it a while back. I mean, a while back. You know what I mean? But the thing about Avatar is that Avatar was groundbreaking at the time because like the graphics were so amazing that you just had to watch it, and it brought tears to people's eyes. And like if you took grandma to see that, it blew their mind, and they like really changed the game 3D wise and whatnot. But that was 13 years ago, and you know what I mean? Like it's a long time ago, dude. And it's like there's a lot of things like that, like the Blair Witch Project? Mm-hmm. Wow, that blew my mind. That was 20 years ago. I don't care if a Blair Witch Project comes out now, you know what I mean? And if you think of things like Doctor Strange, the crazy graphics and the crazy stuff, like all that CGI has come so far that I don't know that people are going to know the difference between the amazing Avatar 2 and just every other thing on the block. You know what I mean? There's Disney Plus shows that that probably have just as good as graphics as Avatar 1. What do you think about this?
Well, I know that there are some people excited, but I mean, I'm not necessarily one of them, and I don't know if it's a great group of people, you know. And graphics wise, that's the thing, they've been working on it 7 years, and it's taken them so long to put out that probably half that time has been redoing stuff with the better, engines and computer engines and stuff like that, because it's already out of date. Like they didn't get it put out in enough time, so they gotta, well, let's go read back and do some more blue people better, so it'll keep up. So it'll probably look fine, but it's gonna, it's not gonna be the same. James Cameron kind of always surprises us with stuff like that and is on the cutting edge of technology. And in fact, I think he even has created some technology for stuff like that. But it's just like, I didn't think this was a movie that needed a sequel, in my opinion. I mean, I'm sure they can pull it off, maybe, and I think they've filmed several of them. If I'm correct, they've already filmed several of them, and then they're going to make 3 to 4 of them.
I think they did 2 and 3 at the same time. I want to say I heard that. Don't take that as fact. I might be wrong. This is one thing. When I hear Avatar, my skirt doesn't blow up. I'm just like, okay, for one, it's been pushed back so many times that I don't. It's almost like the Flash movie. I don't believe it's actually real. And like, is this gonna real? Come on, is it really happening? And then also, the cast. There's some great people in the cast, but there's something about Sam Worthington that just doesn't do it for me. And Sam Worthington,
Sam Worthington. I know the name.
He's the main character. You'll know in a second when I tell you that he was in the same year or the same couple of years. And I hate to shit on actors publicly because they're creatives and they're doing their thing. And just because they didn't really capture me, like Oscar Isaac, there was some moments in Moon Knight where I was like, whoa, where I really realized, dude, the difference between his two characters. I really noticed the talent involved, and I was really impressed. I never had that moment with Sam Worthington. It doesn't mean it's not capable. It means that the director didn't capture it because something elevated him to the point to be able to be in all these movies. But I'm definitely impressed with his agent at that time because at that time he was in Avatar, he was in Terminator. and he was in Clash of the Titans, all in the same at the same time.
Oh, that guy.
And I was like, that year, I'm like, this guy again? How is he was just kind of meh. And like I said, dude, and I'll tell you, he was in what is it, Mindhunter? Mind he was in one of those shows and where he was actually really good and I liked him. And I was like, dude, this is the first time I've actually liked him. I don't know if he's developed into a better actor or if it's just that role better suited him. But I remember seeing him in all these blockbuster films and I'm like, who's this guy that came out of nowhere? He's getting all these blockbuster films and he's just okay. Like I don't know. And and again, that's no diss to him. I just think maybe they didn't capture his abilities because clearly to get all of those blockbusters, he must be carrying some kind of talent around.
No, I think you're giving him too much credit. I mean, I'm not saying he's untalented, but
unless he's he's got somebody's son-in-law or something. Like I don't know. It's like you know what I mean. But anyway, so when you talk about Avatar 2, and I'm like, oh, Sam Worthington's back. I'm like, he also was a flash of the pan and then kind of disappeared. And I'm like, okay, well, he's coming back. They need him for this one. I'm glad he's getting paid again. But like, it's not like when you talk about Chris, if you were to tell me about Chris Evans coming back, I'd be like, hell yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, or certain actors where I'm like, yeah, this guy, I'm just like, he's okay, I guess, and so.
You know who's really excited about Avatar 2? Sam Worthington.
Of course. But I tell you, Zoe Saldana's in the film, Sigourney Weaver, Stephen Lang, Kate Winslet, Vin Diesel is in this. I mean, there's a lot of people in this. Michelle Yeoh, Giovanni Ribisi, like there's so many freaking Cliff Curtis, so super talented people in this movie. And so, it's going to be good. Like it's going to be good. But do you think it's going to like break the universe like the first one? The first one was groundbreaking and changed the game for the moment and like it's the highest selling blockbuster movie ever. So it's like it's the number one. Do you think it's going to do better than Spider-Man No Way Home?
I really don't think so. I mean, I really don't understand why it is the all-time, bestseller. I mean, I get that a visual spectacle like that you want to see in theaters. And I wonder if they take in, because 3D makes more money, like it costs more money. So I wonder if they differentiate that, like just standard definition or 3D versus 3D or whatever, 2D versus 3D.
Do you mean if you broke it into seats, the number of seats sold for Endgame, would it exceed the number of dollars?
I really think it would.
That's it. That's an dude. That is an interesting question.
And of course, that's the thing. They care about dollars, so that's of course what they think. But like, I just really don't get it like that. Like, it was a fine movie. It was a good movie. It was visually, it looked very awesome at the time. But there are people out there who were like, no, it was so amazing. I thought it was. I mean, I'm kind of in the boat with Raj. Who says it's Dances with Wolves with giant Smurfs, and I mean, it was I'm kind of in the same boat. It was Dances with Wolves, but with aliens or whatever. Like it. I don't get it. I don't see why this would need to be a franchise. But he might surprise the hell out of me.
I mean, he does from time to time. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, boom. It's an interesting question. It's funny. It's been so long. I didn't even remember what it was about. I heard people say, "Oh, it's Fern Gully," or "It's Dances with Wolves," And I'm like, I don't even remember the movie. I just remember it was really like beautiful to look at, and I could go to Burger King and get a Avatar meal or something. You know what I mean? Like I blue things. And what's interesting to me too.
I thought you were just going to say it was beautiful to look at. I could go to Burger King and get something beautiful to look at.
Dude, in fact, I'm getting hungry. Let's get out of here. Everybody knows I like cheeseburgers. If you look at me, I like cheeseburgers.
Yeah, everybody likes cheeseburgers.
If you don't know what my shirt is, have you ever seen this guy? Timer. He was an old. Time for Timer. It was a guy. back in the old days with the Saturday morning cartoons, and he would be like, "When my get up and go has got up and went, a hanker for a hunk of cheese." It was an old thing, and I don't know if that was a local thing in my hometown, and I'm just really weird, or if that's an international thing that people know. So if you've recognized what I just sang, a hanker for a hunk of cheese. But I had to look this up and buy the T-shirt. So anyway, that's a weird off rant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but I had a point with Avatar. Oh yeah, the thing about it too is. I only know the cartoon from the Family Guy. Oh, I guess that's hilarious. That means that McFarlane knows this, and I love when that happens. You see that in King of the Hill sometimes. It'll be like something that I grew up with, and so did they, and then they'll do a spoof of it in their cartoon, and it's like a Family Guy apparently did a thing. Yeah, I remember the OG version of this on. Yeah, you got to look that up. Anyway, okay. I was thinking about that. The timing on this. You're talking about 13 years ago, 2009. So you have people that saw the first Avatar that were in junior high, right? And now, so now they're all of a sudden like, I was 12 when I saw it. And then all of a sudden when I'm like 26, 25, 26, when the new one comes out, it's like, well, it's like, I was trying to think of it. I was like, okay, are they now? They just got married because they're 26 and they have infants. So they're too young to take to the movies. So they probably won't have time for this movie. And then, or if they're in high school when they saw it, maybe they're 30 and their kids are only like 3. So they're still too young. And then I'm thinking maybe some people will go back and be excited because it's like a nostalgia thing because they were like 7 or 8 when the first one came out, and now they're in college, but it just is a weird time difference for 13 years. That's a long time to.
That's what I mean. Like, yeah, exactly. If it was planned on 2014, that would make sense. You keep kind of the audience rolling and stuff like that. But now, that's the thing is that now. With 13 years past, it's almost just a nostalgia thing, but it's not like an 80s us nostalgia thing, or even a 90s other kids nostalgia thing. Like, it's 2009. They're not old enough to be that nostalgic yet. They're gonna be like, oh, everything sucks from my decade, for the next 10 years, and they're gonna be like, you know what, my decade was awesome. Like, it hadn't hit that middle ground yet, and it's
like John Wick for you, when we were talking the other day, it's like if they're in their young parenting, like if you're in junior high or high school when the first one came out, you're like just getting married, early parent stages. You're telling me, I'm like, how the hell can an action fan like yourself, and we're going to talk about John Wick in a little bit, but how could a person like you that loves action movies not have seen John Wick? And you said it missed that window because you were busy being a young parent.
Yeah. Yeah, you have this culture gap whenever you have little kids. Like, you don't see anything, you don't do anything for like the first 5 years, because like, unless it's G-rated or something like that, because it's just like, you got to get a babysitter, or you got to do this, or you got to do that. Like you might see one movie, and 13 years isn't a long time, but it's not like. I don't know, like for the window they're looking for, I think.
Time out. Bobby, for you and us, 13 years isn't a long time. But if you're in your 20s, 13 years is a long time. Like that's a difference. Like, think about it. When you're in junior high, the summer, or elementary school, the summer, 3 months, that was an eternity, right? Now I could say, hey, dude, let's talk about this in 3 months. And it's air before you know it. I was talking about CinemaCon.
Yeah, we're like, wait, what? I was talking about that?
Yeah, I was talking about CinemaCon last week, and now it's been a year. You know what I mean? We started thinking about how fast the pandemic went by. For when you get older, but when you're in junior high, like 13 years is your whole life is 13 years. When you're like an adult, 13 years is like one. What, like 1/5 of your life? But when 13 years is 100% of your life, that's a long fucking time. Like, dude, I've been waiting my whole life for this. That's literally, yeah. When you're 13, you're like, you're in junior high, you're in 7th grade, but like, dude, You're going to be waiting your whole life for the sequel. That's literally what happened. Like, yeah.
That's the thing too. I'm a teacher, so I tell kids every day. Like, I'm an 8th grade teacher, so I tell them like, in 4 years, like y'all got to get together. In 4 years, you're gonna be adults. You're gonna have to get a job. You're gonna have to. You can be drafted in the military. You can be tried as an adult. You can blah blah blah. You're gonna be able to vote. Blah blah blah. You're gonna be an adult in 4 years. Like you got to get it together. And to them, it's just like. They're like 4 years.
That's eternity, dude.
Yeah, call me next millennium, bro. Like, because they don't get it. Like,
yeah, that's a lot. 13 years. That's longer than my musical career. Are you kidding? Yeah, but yeah, it's crazy. So I just wonder about this movie, man. Like, I want it to be good because I want all entertainment that's coming down the pike to be good. I would like this to be great. And I would like to see all these people succeed, and I would because I want the next one to be good and have something to look forward to, because that's how I roll. But am I super excited? No, I'm not excited. I'm just kind of like holding my breath and just kind of.
So we'll see.
I'm just standing on the sidelines, not cheering for either team. There's some D-bags out there that are wishing this to fail. Oh, it's nothing compared to Endgame or like. Dude, so it's got the title, and you feel like you have to take a side. It's not like it's a DC or a Marvel or Star Wars. It's just it is what it is, and I like the idea of having another IP that could keep cranking out some good stuff. And so let's hope for the best and see what happens. And what do you got?
But there's the flaw. There's the piss in your pudding right there, Clint.
What's the piss?
You want another IP. You want another IP. You want another franchise. Who's making this movie? Who's the director?
Oh, it's James Cameron, man.
Yeah. He's the franchise killer, bro. Killed Aliens, killed Terminator. He's going to make the second one. It's going to be fucking awesome. And then they're going to be trash after that. He's the franchise killer.
We'll see. We'll see. But the cast is amazing. I mean, we'll see what happens. Like, and believe me,
Titanic 2. I'm still waiting for Titanic 2. So, I mean.
It's a zombie movie. Titanic 2.
Oh, that's so awesome. And if James Cameron actually made it, I would pay $100 for a ticket. That would be so awesome.
Dude, Titanic 2? A fucking zombie movie? Has anybody ever said that before? Am I the first one to say that?
I think you are. Oh man, that would be so great.
Dude, that is a good water zombies too. They'd be all soggy, gross.
Like Creepshow, yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic. What is Raj? James Cameron needs to go back to diving in the ocean. LOL. Yes, sir. So, guys, if you haven't hit that like button, please help us in the old algorithm. These are all the mandatory YouTuber things that I can say. We gotta help the algorithm. Hit that like button. All that good stuff. Subscribe if you haven't. Titanic 2, Electric Boogaloo. I gotta put that up. All right. Another thing. Let's say you want to talk about. Let's talk about more stuff at CinemaCon. First of all, let's talk about John Wick. Boom, 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 boom. John Wick 4, man. Variety says, Keanu Reeves is back crushing skulls and making movie theater owners scream with adoration as the star closed CinemaCon with a first look at John Wick Chapter 4, appearing during the Lionsgate presentation at the annual exhibition trade show. Reeves was greeted with a lusty applause and chants of "You're the man" from attendees. The installation once again teams Reeves with stuntman turned director Chad Stahelski. Lionsgate has high hopes for John Wick Chapter 4, considering each chapter in the franchise has outgrossed its predecessor. The original John Wick grossed $86 million worldwide in 2014, followed by $171.5 million for John Wick Chapter 2 in 2017, and $327.3 million for John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, in 2019. Dude, John Wick keeps getting better.
doubling each time, doubling their money.
Yeah,
pretty
they
much
just
each
keep
time.
getting better and better and better and better and better and better and better. And that's, I couldn't believe you hadn't seen. Rashdi says John Wick is a vampire. He never ages. Damn right he is. I
He and Paul
haven't.
Rudd.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you as an action fanatic hadn't seen John Wick, and rewatching the original John Wick. I saw 3 not too long ago, but rewatching the original, it just gets me really excited for what we got coming. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited. Have you gotten a chance to go see 2 and 3 yet?
I haven't yet. This week, it's weird. Like it went by so fast, but like it literally feels like it's been forever since we talked last. I mean, it's only been a week, but this week has been so long, and yet it took my wife and I literally all week to watch an hour and a half movie. Like we watched a great movie on Hulu, The State versus, it's a documentary, The State versus Melissa, State of Texas versus Melissa. It's awesome, but that's what we watched, and it took us literally all Monday through Thursday to watch it in increments. But
it has been a weird week for sure.
But John Wick, like that's the thing, is that even during, like you were talking about earlier, even during the pandemic, people were like, oh my God, John Wick 3's coming out, like, you know. And I was like, I don't know what that is, and they're like, how can you know? But they were just like, everybody was like, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see John Wick 3, like, and like,
dude, the originally John Wick 4 was supposed to come out the same day as The Matrix 4, and so you're
really?
yeah, so you're gonna have your like, I was excited. I was gonna make it Keanu Day and go see both of them and just go and be like, yeah, because what a good time. But dude, the cast of this, oh, it's fantastic. We got, oh boy. First of all, we got Keanu Reeves, Donnie Yen, Scott Adkins, Ian McShane, Halle Berry, Asia Kate Dillon, Lawrence Fishburne, Bill Skarsgård. We got Lance Riddick, Hiroyuki Sanada, who is Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, if you remember that. Scott Adkins, who is Boyka, the most complete fighter in the world. I mean, dude, like it's ridiculous. Donnie Yen is freaking Donnie Yen, Ip Man. Like, come on! Like, you got Angelica.
That's awesome.
Angelica Houston.
Is he taking on the Yakuza or something?
I don't know what I don't want to spoil what happens in 2 and 3 for you.
No.
But it gets to a point where he's got to take care of some stuff, and so yeah, the story keeps. Of course, John Leguizamo's in it. Jason Mantzoukas, and all these other people, but Robin Lord Taylor, and then of course we got David Leitch. Who you're like? Who is that? Who's
That's the
who's best known for
the Rich and Famous guy, isn't it? No, that's Robin Leach. Never mind.
He's best known for starring in the Zack Snyder up and coming Zack Snyder autobiography. Right there, that's the actor. I'm just kidding. It's I'm just kidding. He just looked like I was like, hey, is that Zack Snyder? Never mind, it's David Leitch.
I was believing it.
No. That's pretty good though, right? Yeah, dude, with a cast like this, holy crap. And if you watch the trailer's out, the trailer looks bigger and better than ever. It looks, I mean, it's like looks like John Wick, but also looks a little bit bigger production, like maybe like a F9 or something. You know what I mean? Like it's getting a little bit like action over the top, just a little, and like, I don't mean in a bad way. I just mean like the early stuff is really toned down, and you just appreciate the ass kicking. This is like, okay, let's. It's like Sylvester Stallone stopped by and was like, "Hey, why don't you have some bigger explosions?" And he was like, "Okay, I think we'll do that." You know,
all right,
yeah. That's nice, but maybe you should blow something up. Like it looks a little bit larger than life, so that's exciting because I like that shit. So
yeah, oh yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Bobby says she finally watched John Wick. Wasn't that impressed? That's all right. Like just straight up action. Like it was just and like it was. Like I wouldn't compare it to Commando or something like that. But like it was just felt like First action movie I've seen in a long time. Like that style of action movie.
And they did a really good job of making you making you root for the character. That's the deal with John Wick. They figure out how to make you root for this guy, and then
for an ex-hitman, like it's not like he's
he's a scumbag that they make you feel for him, and then you follow him and root for him while he does what he does best. Like they really flip it, because you should be like, this guy's a douchebag, but they're like, oh, he's a better man now, and he loves his dog, and then they kill his dog, and you're like, F those people. You're almost telling him, hey, John, hey, go find your guns and do what you used to do. You like want him to do that.
If you don't kill him, I'm gonna kill him. Like I'm watching you, so you go do it. But if not, I'm gonna go kill those motherfuckers for killing your dog.
Or else. Oh boy. Yeah, so I'm excited about this. It's like I said, there is a fantastic cast. The trailer looks great. Apparently everyone at CinemaCon went gaga over it, and I'm excited. This is one I'm really excited for.
Yeah, I got to catch up. I still have catching up to do, but
And Rajni says I should have committed to this. Hey, why don't you get some more explosions? Hey, nothing is over.
Fucking change. You can change.
Everyone can change.
Bobby can change.
Hey, yo, we need more explosions.
Can change.
All right. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, everyone in this is fantastic. I'm looking at the cast. I have the cast pulled up right here. I'm like, man, even Natalia Tina, who's the wildling from Game of Thrones. But he's not my fave. Well, sorry, Bobby. I'm sorry that Curtis is not your fave.
No worries.
All right, well let's talk about some more fun stuff. What else we have? We had a new trailer come out for we'll move into some Marvel news, and we had a new trailer come out, which I might as well put that up. Boom! Marvel news. That's right. And it looks like we might be getting, not might, it looks like we're going to get Captain Carter in the new, in Doctor Strange 2. Wait, what did I just say?
Something about who's going to be in Doctor Strange 2, I think is what you said.
Wait, what?
You were telling us who's going to be in Doctor Strange 2.
Oh!
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Apparently, if you look at that is Captain Carter's shield in a little tiny thing, little tiny clip taken from the new Doctor Strange 2 trailer. So, holy crap. Peggy Carter, live action. I'm excited, man. I mean, had you not seen that?
I hadn't seen that one. I saw there she was in the movie poster, and I'd seen another pic. But that's kind of interesting if you go back to it.
I will. Let me pull that up for you real quick, and I want to make sure that you're not muted. Okay, talk to me. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, well, I've been muting because we're on early and my neighbors decided to mow their lawn. But it looks like it's got an X through the British flag, so I wonder if it's obviously some alternate. But I don't even know if that's our what if.
I think it's because it's spinning. It's like the British flag.
But that's a definitely like different color red than the one that's on the British flag. So I wonder if
let's look at this here. Boom. Look, it's the same. See?
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, okay.
Bam, and then you look over here. Boom. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. And you can't see it. You can't see it here, but there was also a in the clip, she also has a jetpack. She's like getting pushed back, and she's like spins around, and she's catching the shield, and her jetpack thrusters kick in to like help her hit the brakes, which is freaking cool. So she's like sliding backwards with the jetpack like on, slowing her down, and she comes to a stop and catches the shield. Super cool. Which is cool, man. I want to see some super fit Peggy Carter kicking ass. Now, what the question is it going to be the same actress playing her, or like what if like we're all expecting, oh, it's going to be like the animated version in live action, and then when we get there, it's actually like a variant or something, and all of a sudden we have like I don't know, somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. See, I never watched Peggy Carter's show.
It's like Ronda Rousey. We're like, what the hell? Come on, man. That's not what I wanted to see.
Or it's Amber Heard. Hello, I'm British.
Oh, no. Dude, that's a nightmare. Amber Heard doing a British accent with a we'll say AH. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, it's only a week away. I'm excited. So that's pretty crazy, man. Like and there's talk that she's supposed to be. Here's I think it was I have an article from Collider that I pulled up. A new teaser from Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness reveals that the fan favorite What If heroine Captain Carter is part of the highly anticipated sequel. The new teaser also confirms Patrick Stewart is returning to his role as Professor X, which will undoubtedly leave fans wondering who else is hidden in the next adventure of the Master of the Mystic Arts. Focused on the MCU's version of the Illuminati, the new teaser shows Captain Carter throwing her iconic shield, painted to copy the Great Britain's flag, while Marvel Studios hasn't made the cast of Haley Atwell official. The blink and you miss it moment indicates that the actress is back to play the new version of Peggy Carter, a role she had for the entire Captain America trilogy. But again, we don't see her face, so who knows who they could put in there. We have variants, we have all kinds of multiverse things. It'll be it's Tom Cruise. What if it's Tom Cruise with what if it was Captain Britain and it wouldn't even
literally I've only walked out of one movie. I've walked out.
If it's Tom, will you walk out of Doctor Strange 2 if it ends up being Tom Cruise?
If Tom Cruise is Captain Britain, then yes, I'm definitely walking out.
No, you're not. Bullshit. You're not going to walk out.
I will walk out. I will walk out and take a pee and probably walk back in. But I'll think about it while I'm peeing.
Hey, Curtis, people think you're wearing a wig in the chat. Yeah, dude, I like that would be wild if it was wouldn't that be wild if it was like a weird like Captain Britain thing, like
wild and awful, wild and terrible.
I'm not saying Tom Cruise. I'm just saying like
oh
yeah.
Or like maybe Sharon Carter, like maybe it's Captain Carter, but it's like her niece Sharon Carter. I could see him doing something like that. Like the genes were passed on or something, and if they don't get the actress for Peggy Carter back. There
was also some pictures of it looked like it might be Monica Rambeau in it too. There was some
I
weird,
believe
like,
that.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, where you didn't know who, you couldn't tell. You're like, who is that? Is it? And so I like that actress. I wouldn't mind seeing her. Do you have any theories or anything like that you think might happen? I can also tell you they showed Professor X's hand, and his hand was on the yellow wheelchair. The
hovercraft wheelchair?
Yeah, he was talking and he says something and it shows his hand on the yellow floaty one. And so it was like, so people got really fired up about that too. So that's, yeah. So everybody's like getting like, oh shit, one more week. Everybody's getting really, really stoked about it. So what do you want to see in this? And do you have any theories, or what are your thoughts?
I mean, there have been so many theories floating around. Now, I think we are going to be seeing different versions, or several alternates, or whatever they call them. And some of them, I think that the rumors are true. They're like for example, I think that John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic, I think that's going to be true. I don't know if that'll lead into him actually playing Mr. Fantastic, because a lot of people want that. In fact, like I'm kind of one of them. But hover pimp mobile.
Yeah.
But yes.
Javier's.
Um,
I would love, because we all have a almost feel like we have a personal connection to John Krasinski. He's just got this charisma where you're like, yes, I would like to attach that character to Fantastic Four, and then I can fucking root for that, you know, like it's I feel like,
yeah, okay.
I don't feel like they've ever.
I see that.
I like the last guy, but I feel like people like John Krasinski, and the same way that people love Iron Man because it's Robert Downey Jr., they would love John Krasinski in that role, in the Reed Richards role. And so, like, I just think it would be a good idea to get him.
Yeah.
You know,
That's, I mean, all those Office fans that would never go see, you know, a Marvel movie, or like my sister, she just doesn't like them. Like,
yeah,
I don't get it, but she'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go see it now. She's like, she would go see it just for him.
and like Jack, did you watch not the Jack Reacher? Damn it, Jack.
No, I know who you're talking about.
I'm having a brain fart, but the
no, I've not watched his show, his Prime show.
Yeah, and like you automatically like him. It's just like he doesn't even have to. It's just like
yeah,
you know, his horror franchise that he made too. You just like him. Yeah,
and he can pull off action. Jack Ryan, thank you. He can pull off action. I haven't seen that show, but I've seen, like, in 13 hours. He was good. Like, he can pull it off. Like, it's just like, you know, everybody loves lovable dumb Jim, but like, he's just a good actor. He can, you know,
in a quiet place, you're rooting for him the entire time. You know what I mean? It's like, so I think in a role that I feel something about Fantastic Four. I feel like, I don't know if it's because it's like stretchy powers and stuff, that it's like it's difficult to translate those powers because they're kind of cartoony. To like, you can make a guy with knives that come out of his skin and he kicks ass. That's one thing, but when all of a sudden you're like, it's a little bit cheesy and cartoony, and it's like, how do you make that cool and realistic? You know what I mean? And so I feel like that might have something to do with like, why, you know, it's like early comic book characters were a little bit corny, and then like Polka Dot Man and stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like they're corny, and then later Marvel did a thing where all of a sudden they started making cool characters and things like mutants, and then they made it cool where it's like, oh, I used to like those comics when I was a kid. Now I like these because I'm a teenager. You know what I mean? It's like they turned they made comics cool. Like,
the characters,
and I'm a fucking DC guy. I love DC. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying that's just a thing. Like, there was a time where it's like mutants and X became a cool thing. And like, when I was a kid, like junior high, that was some shit, man. Like, Marvel, like, they made it cool, and it was believable. A lot of things are like, yeah, radiation created this. It wasn't like all of a sudden, like, you know. Anyway, go ahead.
And and that's the thing too. Like, you know, they kind of got, like, you know, they understood that his, you know, he had a stretching power. Who wouldn't want to have a stretching power? Come on, let's be honest. But at the same time, like, it's not. Yeah, you know, Wolverine can still stab you. Well, I mean, I guess you can stretch and stretch and stretch. But anyway, we're not doing Mr. Fantastic versus Wolverine here. But the great thing about him is he is, in the Marvel comics, the smartest person in the world. Okay, he's smarter than Iron Man, and that's the thing. We just lost Iron Man in the MCU. Somebody's got to take that role. Okay, and it's not going to be Spider-Man, like they kind of were building up to, because Spider-Man is very, very smart, but he's not the smartest person in the world, and Sony owns him. It's not going to be Spider-Man. Okay, it's going to be Reed, and they can create the character where he does stretch and he does use his powers and stuff like that, but to where he's so used to not being physical, and he's so mental that like he doesn't like even like he wants to think his way out of it. He's like, yeah, I could probably wrap you up right now and suffocate you just with my arm. Like I could, like that's what I mean. That's dangerous. Like he has a rubber arm. He could suffocate you like a plastic bag, like nothing, wrap around your face. But he'd rather think out of it. Like that's the type of person he is. And if he can't think his way out of something, he's defeated. Like that's how you defeat him. And bringing that character in and all the stuff that it is, like with the Illuminati and stuff like that, is going to be huge. And that's the thing. He knows he's the smartest person in the Marvel universe. He knows it. Therefore, he's arrogant too. So creating something like the Illuminati, it's like, this was not a good idea, bro. But he's like, yeah, but who's going to tell me not to? Who's smarter than me? Like, come on, so that you love him and hate him. Like literally, this character, like you go through phases of loving and fucking hating Reed Richards. Like you're like, man, he's so awesome. And it's like, this is the biggest scumbag and the piece of crap in the history. Like he is, and he always does it for good. But it's just like, why would you do that?
Who do you think the other members of the Illuminati are going to be?
I don't know. So the original one of the originals was Black Bolt. I don't see them bringing him in after the Inhumans. Shenanigans.
There's rumors that they're going to bring him in. That guy.
The actual,
yeah,
or the character.
I got to look up his name. Actor. I got to look.
I think there will absolutely be a Deadpool.
Yeah, Anson Mount,
cameo.
the same guy that played him in Inhumans. There's a rumor that he's supposed to be back in it, which will just like give people an ice cream headache. Like people just start getting nosebleeds because they'll be like, "Wait, you mean that's canon now? Like that guy's canon?" But it is a multiverse,
Yeah,
it's a
everything's canon with the multiverse.
Yeah,
but. I mean, he's just got to sit there quietly. So he's got the best, he's going to make the best, $100,000 or whatever it is. He's ever like, okay, sit here and put this suit on so you can't emote. And then like, don't say anything. And so it's like, they could just make a mannequin and like stick it there. And like, there's Black Bolt. Like
they can just take footage from the show and just let's get his image up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Just pull clips of the show. Yeah, Professor X, Black Bolt, Photon, Mr. Fantastic, Captain Carter, Killmonger, and Mordo. This is who Reese says he thinks is gonna be in the movie.
Photon. Do you think that's gonna be Monica Rambeau? Photon.
Yeah. Well, yes, that was one of her names. I mean, she's had a few different names.
Yeah.
She was, but see, I don't know if she's gonna be part of the Illuminati or like their, because she's definitely in it. Part of the
Killmonger. How does he get on the? He doesn't seem that important. He just seems like a.
So, but it's an alternate, and since Black Panther, the real life Black Panther is dead. It's an alternate where he became Black Panther. I've heard that.
And he's got the God spirit in him.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, so he becomes and stays Black Panther in an alternate dimension or universe or whatever. And it's because Black Panther was one of the original Illuminati. One of the original? He's definitely one of the Illuminati, but I don't know if he was one of the original. But
Black Panther's a badass.
Yeah, and that's I'm pretty sure they're going to go with Shuri being the next Black Panther in the Marvel universe, but for this movie, that's all bets are off. So it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. It's only one more week. It's exciting.
Start taking. I wonder. There's got to be a Vegas line on this. There's got to be bets going. Like for like
who's going on?
It's Hugh Jackman. Like
dude, I'll get real excited if Hugh Jackman shows up, like for real.
I think they almost have to do stuff like that as well because it's almost. I know they have Professor X in it, but it's almost like Spider-Man: Far From Home or No Way Home did.
Don't get get distracted by that comment. You were giving us some information. Come on.
I ain't got time to bleed. But, So it's almost like a an introduction into all of the old stuff. So in allowing it into the universe, and at the same time giving a send off to these other guys, and it was like, good job, you're home now, everybody's home now, but you did such a great job with what you were given. But thank you. Like it should be like that. Hugh Jackman should be in it. And if not in this, like in some big Marvel multiverse movie where it's like they bring everybody back, even bring in Ben Affleck, and stick him in there as Daredevil.
Daredevil, yeah.
It doesn't hurt anything, and it's like hey, you're canon now. It's just different universe, and like you're everybody's home now. Like it's well, besides Spider-Man. Bruce Campbell, absolutely. Tom Cruise, I believe he's gonna, like, I'm not gonna walk out if it's Tom Cruise's Iron Man, because I've heard that so much and I believe it. I think he's gonna be in there.
I heard that they do a really good job, from the people that have seen this, that they do a really good job of explaining how the multiverse works now, how the whole thing is, and instead of it being some grand event that ties everything together and then bam, it's just one multiverse, or like one universe after that like they sucked all these things together and made one universe, that it's going to remain the multiverse. Yeah, it's going to stay. It's going to stay that way. And instead of them putting a bow on it and tidying everything up and explaining how these people have merged in and and like, hey, we purchased all these other IPs. How do we tie them all together to make one universe? They're not going to make one universe. It's going to remain a multiverse, and it's going to stay like that. So it's just they're expanding, and it's going to stay expanded. So that's cool. Is there?
Bobby, there's always a place for Sam Elliott.
Always. That's right. Well, cool, man.
He was the original Ghost Rider in before Nick Cage.
Was he really?
He was the Cowboy Ghost. He was the Cowboy Ghost Rider before Nick Cage in the movie. So there's always a place for him. I'm pretty sure it was him.
Oh. Will we get a joke?
He was in it.
Post credit scene or a teaser? Will we get a joke post-credit scene or a teaser for Loki or Ant-Man? I don't know.
I would assume they're going to lead into definitely into Ant-Man, and probably Loki season 2 as well. I don't know, but for Ant-Man, I would definitely assume so, because Love and Thunder's out next, so it's probably gonna be a teaser for Love and Thunder.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be something having to do with Love and Thunder. I wonder if they're gonna have some kind of Gore the God Butcher kind of little Easter egg or something, some mention of something, or you know what I mean, of like some something. At least in the post credit scene, you know what I mean.
Well, now you're leading me into Moon Knight, but
let's talk about Moon Knight. But we got Moon Knight, the exciting show. Take a look at this image, because you might not see much of him after I take this image away. Not many people see Moon Knight.
No, that's great.
Hey,
I wish they made a show. I wish they made a show about that guy.
Hey, before we get into this next thing, we're gonna play the Doctor Strange 2 video just to give us each a break to run to the fridge or the restroom, whatever we got to do for just a second, for a minute and a half, and I'm going to go refresh my beverage, and I'll be right back. So here's a Doctor Strange 2 video. This is my theory of everyone who's going to be in Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Loki, Sylvie, Ant-Man, Wong, Myrtle, Charles Xavier, Miss Marvel, Bruce Campbell, Wolverine, Reed, Richard, Black Belt, Hulk, Thor, Iron Lad, Namor, Tom Cruise, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, and Spider-Man, Daredevil, Nick Fury, Punisher, She-Hulk, Jessica Jones, Hawkeye, Hank Pym, Moon Knight.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Carol Danvers, War Machine, Domino, Charlie Sheen, Black Widow, Wasp, Blade, Captain Britain, Beta Ray, Ultronix 23, Adam Warlock, Shang-Chi, Black Knight, Spectrum, Biz, Watcher, American Chavez, Darcy, Shuri, Peggy Carter, Kang the Conqueror, and Ralph Boner.
Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
So I've got this theory. What if it's like the Mandela effect, where the universe got broken and it merged with another universe? So instead of pulling people out of another universe into our universe, like the X-Men, maybe we all join into one universe. And like, maybe there's a Shazam movie. No, Shazam's DC, man. You know who's not going to be in this movie?
Mephisto, 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 because they can't have demons in China. Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2? Who's gonna be in Doctor Strange 2?
Man, oh man, what an exciting video. All right. What a crazy show. Yeah, we're having a crazy show today. This has been fun. This has been fun. Hey, before we move on, make sure you do the thing. Where is Curtis? I'm going to put Curtis in here just because I think he should be here. Boom. Why do you have that, Curtis?
This is my money wall. I just tack all my money to the wall.
It is
so
not
much that
okay.
It's just overwhelming.
That's your money wall right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truth hurts. The truth hurts. Not as much as jumping on a bike with no seat, but it
Put you
still
back
hurts.
in there. Now you're back in. Now you're back in Edward's room. So there
I
we
feel
go.
quite posh.
Yeah. So like, share, subscribe. Hit me up on social media, all that good stuff. So now we're going to talk about Moon Knight. All right. What did you think of Moon Knight, man? Like, holy crap! Before you answer that, it was a wild episode, man. You got like, if this is a spoiler, if you're not caught up with Moon Knight, guys, you should cover your ears for a few minutes. Imagine if first I got to hit this question up here. Imagine if Clint is wrong and Mephisto is the only one to show up. What if Mephisto is the one who catches Captain Carter's shield? Holy cow.
Oh.
You're still lost? Are you lost in this show, in the Moon Knight show? Have you been watching, or are you lost in what we're doing right now?
No, I think she was talking earlier. She's in the Moon Knight show. She's lost.
Well, it's confusing because you're like we've gotten to a point in this show. So spoilers, you've been warned. We've got to a point in the show where you see the guy get killed, and you're like, Mark Spector or Steven, whichever one it was, I don't remember which one it was at the time, gets killed, falls into the water, wakes up in a mental institution, and you got Arthur Harrow, who's his doctor, and then you see all these things around, action figure of Moon Knight, and you're like, is this all? Has everything we've seen been in his head? Like, what's going on? Then you see them separated in separate bodies, and which is really cool because they're acting off of each other, and like that was pretty cool. And it's interesting because they're in the afterlife. They're in the Egyptian afterlife, and they're being transported, and the scales have to balance. And you get one point where Arthur Harrow asked, "Hey," basically he's not at peace. He's got multiple personalities, and it's almost like when they tried to weigh his soul to see if he deserved to die or not. He was like, "There's a lot going on in there. You have chaos inside of you and stuff." They don't know whether to send him to the afterlife, to basically the Egyptian heaven where you're in these wheat fields, or if he's gonna be punished and cast out into the sand to suffer, and. It's interesting because they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. We got these Egyptian gods here. I don't know what's going on. last I remember, I was in the pyramid. Am I dead? Like, what's going on? And it's kind of confusing for the viewer, too. And we're trying to figure it out. And so I'm trying to figure out, has this whole thing been a hallucination and these guys have been in an institution the whole time? Or was all of that real and he got killed, and when he got killed and passed into the afterlife and fell into the water, all of a sudden he went to this underworld afterlife situation, and he's on the boat, and I'm waiting for Khonshu to get woken up and to fucking possess him and take over him and rescue him from there, which I think is going to happen next. I don't think he's going to be able to get out of the afterlife back into his body. Like his body's still damaged. But if Khonshu can all of a sudden, the suit comes on, he can heal his body, then he can come up out of the water and be in the pyramid and rescue the girl. So anyway, what do you think about all this, Curtis? It is confusing if you're stoned or you're only halfway paying attention. It's a confusing situation. But let's hear your thoughts, and then we'll break it down, because I just went off on a rant.
No, so I was super excited about Moon Knight. I mean, like I was so excited. He's I don't know, one of my favorite characters. I don't know, like he's definitely under the radar character, and for those that followed him, like he's awesome. But we got this show. And the hard part is it's a good show. This is a good show. Okay, I'm not like trying to say that, but I heard that there's going to be an awesome cameo in Moon Knight episode 6.
Cool.
Supposedly, I mean, sources say Moon Knight might show up in episode 6. Like what the like? We've got to. Are you kidding? Like, come on, Disney! Like a 6-hour origin story? Like, what are you talking about? What is happening here? Like, this is like it's a good show, but what the like? We've had what 10 minutes of Moon Knight at most out of 6 hours or 5 hours now. Like, what the hell is happening? Like, this isn't. It just makes me so mad. And each show is good, but it's like, okay, get to it. Do Moon Knight. How about do some Moon Knight? You know, it would be cool this episode if we had some Moon Knight doing Moon Knight and like whooping some ass. And maybe we'll get like 2.5 minutes of it. But it's like, it just makes me so mad. Like, we don't need a 6-hour origin story. Like, when have you ever walked out of a comic book movie and gone, you know what I really needed? 5.5 more hours of that origin. Like, never. Like, it's so infuriating. And like, if the show just sucked, it wouldn't like be as infuriating, but it's actually a good show.
Yeah, because you can just turn it off, right?
Yeah. But they didn't call it Mark Spector. They call it Moon Knight. And we have seen this modicum of Moon Knight. It's so, like, it makes me so mad. Like, you know, like they should have just called it Mark Spector. And then the next series 2 could be Moon Knight. Like, it's not, it just,
dude,
I don't know, I get it.
Couple of episodes back, I actually did have the thought that they could have called this show Khonshu, because there was the story of Khonshu. It was like more Khonshu than Moon Knight back. That was a couple of episodes ago, and then all of a sudden they started focusing on him. But I think it was cool how they basically balanced his soul, like weighed his soul, and they take a peek in. And I once. I for one saw an article written by somebody who was talking about mental health, and then I actually saw a post from a friend who was saying, "Hey, anybody who has any questions about how mental health works?" And I had one. The article was actually criticizing them for not understanding how mental health works. The other one was somebody saying, "Hey, this does apply." So it's like, you know, people who write articles are sometimes looking for something to complain about, but they also were high-fiving the show, but that it's not quite exactly how dissociative personality and stuff works. But I mean, they show his childhood, they show the abuse, and they show how how he created the character of Steven to deal with that. And it's really interesting when you're watching all this and you're like, and like it's all compartmentalized to where when Steven tries to go see some things, he's like, no, don't go in there. He's trying to protect him. And these different parts of his personalities are to shield him from traumatic things. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. And I thought it was really cool how they make you really feel for the characters. And when we lose Steven on this thing, which I think he'll be back, like they said in the chat, Steven wasn't real, so Mark could just make him up again. But but I thought that was cool. Like it was a very like dramatic, almost like a dramatic thing from a Tom Hanks film. You know what I mean? Where you're like, no, like seeing Steven, fall off and get sacrificed, and now Mark has to be a better person because he's got to do what's right he's got to do right by Steven and save the world, and we'll see what's going to happen. But I've really been enjoying the acting in this. I really like the multiple characters, and I've been really impressed with Oscar Isaac's performance in this show. I'm sure he's going to get nominated for an Emmy. I know this has been thrown in the hat for best limited series and whatnot, which lets us know there's not going to be a Moon Knight season 2 because it is a limited series. So WandaVision, that's a show, but this is a limited series, so you are not going to see another Moon Knight. But I just hope we see more of Moon Knight, like you said, and I hope that we see Moon Knight in the movies, because I made a video about this. Like, Moon Knight is a cool character, and it would be nice and he was in the Avengers, and it would be cool to see him show up later. You know what I mean? Like, look, we're gonna watch this six hour show, get 3 minutes of Moon Knight in 6 hours if we're lucky, and then all of a sudden and we're not having a season 2. All right, so you're saying we're gonna see 3 minutes of Moon Knight, not have a season 2, and no more Moon Knight? Like, what the F? Are we gonna have a Moon Knight movie now where he actually does stuff after this because we've built his origin? Are we gonna have him show up and be the Avengers, or is he gonna save the day in Doctor Strange too? Is he gonna show up in Thor and put the hammer back together because he can control Uru, or like what? This can't be the end of Moon Knight. Like, what the fuck is going on, Curtis? What the hell is going on, dude?
Well, honestly, so I've heard that Oscar Isaac is he said he was like he's not going to do it again. Apparently, I don't know if that's still the case. But yeah, he was saying something like I'm not going to do a season 2, this and that. Now that doesn't mean he's not going to be in movies and stuff. Like I think he like there was a quote where he said he's not going to do season 2. Fair enough, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be in movie stuff. But I could see them. They've already talked about Arthur Harrow being his avatar, which wasn't Khonshu's avatar, which wasn't the case in the comics. And that he's looking at Layla to be his new avatar. I could see the end of it being where something happens to Mark, and then there's a new Moon Knight that's some other avatar.
What about Layla May Kalamaui? I really like her. Like, she's very charismatic. I really like her.
Yeah, she was very good.
How about they said that Khonshu's been eyeballing her the whole time. Like, what if Khonshu jumps over with her, and then Moon Knight is her? She ends up being Moon Knight. They get to do a gender swap, which they like to do in Hollywood, and upset the comic book the tough guy comic book nerds with the big beards who drink IPAs. They'll get all pissed off. What, they gender swapped it? This is bullshit. Like, I'm canceling. I'm not gonna watch any more MCU movies. But I mean, they like to talk about balancing scales. Like, that would be cool. She was badass. Like, I really like her character in this show. Like, if they swapped Moon Knight, and granted, I'm not a Moon Knight fan forever, so right. Like, I wouldn't have any problem. I wouldn't have any problem with that. I like her.
So if they had done that originally, I would not. And it seems like they are setting that up. Okay, it seems like there are some form of that. Um, it seems like they're setting it up, and I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with it, except again, you have a 6-hour origin story on Mark Spector, and then Mark Spector goes away. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like it's almost like think about how pissed off people got in whenever they did the Clone Crisis or the Clone Saga in Spider-Man, and they switched it around, and Peter Parker was the actual clone, and like people were like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Now you've got to imagine, this is the only exposure these people have had to Moon Knight is the series, and it's like, "Oh, that you mean the show that I'm watching, like for 6 weeks now or whatever, doesn't mean anything at all. It's just some crazy guy." Well, like, okay, thanks for wasting my time. Like
But
it's gonna make people mad, and like, and that was the intriguing draw of Moon Knight. Moon Knight, okay, yeah, he's got powers, and he can, he whoops ass, and he does this stuff. But the Mark Spector part was the intriguing part, but it doesn't need to be the whole damn show. Like they started as his other secret identities that developed into multiple personality disorder, like, and it, it, that's all the show is. Like it's a good show, but like it's like there's more to the character than that. They're not even bringing it. He has other personalities as well, that they haven't even brought in yet. They're hinting and around about and kind of tiptoeing around.
there. I heard. Well, for one, I was going to say you could have. Khonshu has so much of a personality in this show. He's been around so much. You could have Khonshu around more. You know what I mean? With that voice that he's got, he's awesome. I heard a theory that that Arthur Harrow is one of the personalities, and so
I heard that too. But then, go ahead.
And so the whole time he's been battling with himself, but that was a while back, and now they've had too many scenes where they're both in the same place at the same time. So I don't think it's going to be that. But I thought that would be interesting, like if that was the case, because now all of a sudden he shows up in the insane asylum and he's having a like Khonshu possessed his body. Arthur was one of the people, but then he escaped, and then next thing you know. He's got this personality. What?
Oh.
Because remember, he said he used to be Moon Knight. So that and like I'll tell you who it was. Robert Meyer Burnett was the one who was talking about this, and I go, I don't know. I think he might be might be a stretch. But then I was thinking about the time when he's talking before the gods. The Iliad, when he's talking before the gods, and he's like, "Hey, so and so is trying to do this," and like Arthur Harrow is trying to do this, and then all of a sudden, like he all of a sudden he doesn't even defend himself, and like they're both like basically in court.
That was weird.
It was weird how he didn't do anything, but I was like, if that was actually, it was him switching personalities in, the different personalities fighting, and Arthur Harrow is the one who killed all the people around him. Every time he wakes up and there's somebody violent did some bad shit, it was actually Arthur Harrow. That would be interesting, but I don't know how they would make that work if that's But
so okay.
So I was like, Robert Meyer Burnett's the one who said that one day, and I go, dude, that is badass. But I do, like after watching more, I don't think that's the case. But it was interesting.
Someone else mentioned that, and then I was like looking for clues to that, and I was going to go back and rewatch it. But then in the episode 4, I think it was episode 4. Layla has a sustained conversation just with Harrow while Mark's off, or Steven is off doing something else. However, what if Layla's made up too? Since Khonshu wants her for his avatar.
Ooh.
What if she's just a part of it, and the whole thing is happening inside of his brain? And because Layla wasn't in the comics, his girlfriend's name is starts with an M. Anyway, but yeah, Layla was not. It was a different character in the comics. It was still Arthur Harrow's. No, it wasn't Arthur Harrow's daughter. Arthur Harrow was a different character. But there's obviously switching it up, but
Ooh, what
Ooh,
if?
what if? Yeah, yeah.
Now you're talking. What if Layla is an embodiment of his? Oh, he's got an Oedipus complex. Man, it's getting weird.
So I mean, that's like it's show, but like it's not what I signed up. It's like we were talking about earlier. Okay, if somebody's like, man, you know what? You're a good dude. I'll bring you. I'm gonna bring you a double meat, bacon, and jalapeno Whataburger. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna bring you a double meat bacon. And you're like hungry. You're like, oh man, I'm hungry. And they're like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. You're watching all these. They keep teasing you. I'm gonna bring you that double meat bacon jalapeno Whataburger. It's coming. It's coming,
Don't
man. I'm gonna
tease
get
me,
it for
man.
you. Yeah, yeah,
Don't tease
yeah,
me.
yeah. Ooh, here it comes. And then whenever they finally show up, they're like, here you go, and they give you like a McDonald's burger, like not even a Big Mac or nothing, just like some McDonald's burger. You're like, this is good. I'm not hungry anymore, but like,
Dude, that is a Texas ass example right there. Like, yeah.
if you haven't had a Whataburger, you're out of luck. I'm sorry.
If you go to Texas or some parts of Florida, you can find Whataburger. That's what he's talking about. Man,
I want Moon Knight and Moon Knight. Is that so wrong?
this show should have been called Mark Spector. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Or
That'd be
Steven?
fine. I'd be fine with it.
We've actually seen more Steven than anybody, honestly.
Like, and
Yeah.
again, we do, it's good, but we do, if like we don't need a 6-hour origin story for any character.
Well, dude,
Any character that exists.
so far this has been a good show. Like, the acting is phenomenal. It
I
looks
agree with
great. Everything's cool. It's been entertaining, and I can't wait for next week. And we're sitting here theorizing about it, and I haven't done that since WandaVision, or Loki. You know what I mean? Like I didn't do that with Falcon,
Hawkeye,
Hawkeye, or the other ones.
Yeah.
But we're doing that now, so that means this is good material. They got us guessing and theorizing and wondering, and that's what I've come to enjoy most about these Disney shows, where we're getting a week by week show. Is that throughout the week, I might be sitting in traffic or daydreaming and like thinking like, I wonder if this is the deal, And I think when at first I was kind of like, man. I've been spoiled by Netflix shows that come out and you get to binge watch the whole series, and I was kind of like grumpy when the first show came out, when we first got WandaVision. I was like, dude, just get an episode and then another episode. Like, that kind of sucks, but I've come to really appreciate it, because when I'm doing chores, I'm washing the dishes and stuff, I'm thinking about like, hey, what's the deal? And also, I watch other YouTube shows and stuff that talk about these topics too, and I look forward to the topic and to theorizing and hearing what other people think could happen. So I've really come to enjoy it. I'm excited about next week's episode. I'm excited about Doctor Strange 2, and I'm excited about Thor: Love and Thunder. And yes, I did say I was excited about Doctor Strange 2. I did say that. Shit, I can't find the video. I keep wanting to pull it up. Oh boy. Why does it keep disappearing on me? Oh well. Yeah,
well, that's what I mean.
What?
No, Reed says, what if Khonshu killed Mark Swad? Like, they could do that now, because they haven't showed Bushman once. They mentioned his name, but like, that's his greatest villain, and they haven't shown him once. Or I don't know about greatest, but like his main villain, and they haven't shown him once, and it's just not,
Do you think Bushman's
they wanted Fight Club?
You think Bushman's going to show up in the next episode?
Maybe, but it's gonna. I mean, that's what I mean. It's episode 6. Like, it's not. This is like episode 2 questions, or episode 3, like episode 3 questions. Like this. That's what. Like, it has had.
Here's what I thought I was gonna get. Like, I'm not being a Moon Knight guy. Like, all I know is Moon Knight. This is what I know about Moon Knight. Moon Knight's a guy who has multiple personalities. He died, and the Egyptian god Khonshu just bestowed powers on him and healed him, and then he went out in the night like Batman, killing villains. And I thought I was going to get a show that was like the new Batman, where the new Batman movie that just came out, where he's like showing up, I am vengeance, and like beating the crap out of people. We got that.
Yeah,
we
that's
got
what
that,
I thought too. Yeah.
we got that clip of Moon Knight beating the hell out of that one guy in the bathroom, and I thought that was going to be like him, and almost like a. And I heard Moon Knight like originally was like a noir kind of a comic, so I thought it was
Yes.
going to be like we were going to get the feel of this new Batman, and it was going to be this dude that came out in the night, and then like. Maybe he was like chained to the bed and woke up in weird places and didn't know how he got there, and then all of a sudden something would happen, and then Khonshu would take over and go kick some ass. And like,
Yeah.
But instead, we've gotten a weird like show. Look at mind. I was gonna say something. I don't want to call it a mind episode, a mind fuck. I'll just say it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to say that, but yeah. So it's weird. Will we get Shadow
and then they
Knight?
said it. So I thought that. So
What is Shadow Knight? Tell me about Shadow Knight. I don't even know what that is.
Shadow Knight is Moon Knight's brother. So in episode 5, if you sorry, we're still doing spoilers. In episode 5, the mom blames Mark for allowing his brother to drown. It was an accident. They were young kids and they weren't where they were supposed to be, but his brother drowns. And Shadow Knight is Mark's brother, but he's like full on villain, like just badass dude, and in the comics. And I think, but see, I don't know. We haven't even gotten Moon Knight yet. Well, like, and that's the thing. Like we were thinking like it's gonna be brutal. Like this is gonna lead to the horror / like brutal like PG-13/R stuff of Marvel that they keep talking about. No, my kids could watch this show, be bored out of their mind, but they could watch like this. Like this is not leading to Blade. This is not leading to Midnight Suns. This is not leading to like he fought a mummy. Okay, like, but this is not like. I mean, so they've left the door open for Shadow Knight. I think that we would see it at some point, but if they're not going to do a season 2, or
How does Shadow Knight get his powers?
I think he's just badass because depending on the comic, Moon
Like-
Knight doesn't necessarily have powers. He's just badass and was brought back to life by Khonshu. There are some versions of the comic where the phases of the moon affect Moon Knight's powers. Like if it's a new moon, which that's the one where it's completely dark. Then he doesn't have any powers. And then crescent moon, and then as it half moon, and so as the moon gets more full, he's most
Right.
powerful during a full moon. And so that affects his powers. But then other comics completely ignore that, and he's just a badass mercenary, like Batman style. That has come back to life, and he has to do Khonshu's bidding because Khonshu brought him back to life. And Shadow Knight, his brother, is just. Yeah. So
His brother's a zombie, or did
No,
Khonshu possess his dead little brother? So he's like a toddler that's got like superpowers.
Well-
Like what's going on?
Oh, and the comic, it's just his brother. I don't think it was. He died when he was a kid or something. He maybe died or disappeared at some point.
Got abducted
and
or
then,
something?
Comes back. Yeah, but not as a kid, as an adult. Then he's got to fight. He's just. I think he becomes Moon Knight was a mercenary, so not a very good dude, and then becomes a hero. His brother was a badass as well, and just kind of went the other route, like full on villain, and just wreck and shop.
I want to see. I want to see. I want to see Moon Knight versus Apocalypse in the Multiverse of Madness, where they're both Oscar Isaac, because Oscar Isaac plays
Wait,
Apocalypse.
Oscar was Apocalypse?
Yeah,
Really?
in the Fox, the Fox movies.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah, if you look at his face, that's him, man.
Wow.
Oh, let's see here.
Oh my god.
Let's see here. Yeah, here's see, that's Apocalypse, and that's fucking Oscar Isaac.
I do see it now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible, but I do see it now.
I mean, look, that's the same guy. You see him?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do
Oh,
see it.
oh, there's the. I'll get rid of that picture because I got that one here. Yeah. Yep. Hey, what's up, dude? So, yeah, that's pretty hilarious. It'd be hilarious
So,
if they did if they had them versus each other in the Multiverse of Madness.
Just saying, we've seen more of Oscar Isaac as Apocalypse in a 1 hour and a half movie, 2 hour movie, than we have seen him as Moon Knight in a 6 hour miniseries. Just think about that for a minute and then tell me how
Facts.
great the series is. It's a good show, but like, it's not what I signed on for.
Yes, sir. That's hilarious. What do we got here? Anybody else? All right. Well, guys, be sure to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Have you gotten a chance to check out? Also, guys, later on, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna call it a day here in a minute, and then I would say adjourn for maybe 30 minutes. And I'm gonna go grab a bite to eat real fast, and then we're gonna come back. We're gonna do verses, which we do every Friday after small screen, and we're talking about Tusk versus Antlers. So 2 horror movies. If you haven't seen them, yeah, you're not gonna get lost with us. We're gonna just talk about the movies, and it'll be fun. Yeah, so y'all come back and we'll be talking about that. But yeah, I think we're gonna cut it off in 3 minutes, and then which makes it 8 o'clock my time, and then we'll kick it back in at it'll either be 30 or 45 minutes. So just enough time for me to grab some food real quick. And I have a little bit of production stuff just to I have some new screens and graphics and stuff that I've been working on. Yeah, I did. So that'll be fun. I got to install the disco ball and do some cool stuff. So we will do that. But yeah, but one of the final topics that was on the small screen agenda was Johnny Depp. Have you paid attention to any of the we'll call it JD, any of the JDAH trial?
A little bit. I actually just saw something today. I wasn't paying attention, but since he's my 9th cousin, I was like, maybe I should better pay attention to this. But yeah, what I saw today, it looks like he's actually got a pretty good case. I have not been keeping up with it day to day and this and that.
It's a shit show, dude. It's like
yeah.
It's like
literally.
Yeah, literally. It's like it's one of those things like the Will Smith thing. You know what I mean? It's just like, geez, man. But it's there. It's like a train wreck. You can't not watch it though. Like I'll see all these clips will pop up, and then I'll end up watching a quick clip. Next thing you know, like you have like some compelling neighbor, like, hey, I live in the penthouse next door. Yeah, hey, yeah, I see Amber all the time. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Hey, I kissed her on the cheek. I didn't see no bruises or nothing. And I'm like, hey, dude, I fucking like this guy. I want to watch a reality show with the neighbor, like for real. Like I'm watching and I'm like, dude,
and I was like this, and she was like that,
hey,
and I was like, whoa, and she was like, hey, and I was like, and she was like, nah, and I was like,
They're like, you kissed her on the cheek? Hey, I kiss her on the cheek all the time. They're like, did you kiss her on both cheeks? They're trying to catch him. Like, did you kiss her on? And he goes, hey, I'm not European. I don't kiss on both cheeks. I'm not. I go and I kiss her on the. I give a kiss on the cheek. I just say hello. I'm not European. I don't do the. I mean, Europeans, they do both cheeks. Sometimes they go. I'm not European. Come on now. I'm from New York.
I don't have all day.
I'm from the
New York,
Bronx. Like, hey,
I got a certain amount of time here. Man,
yeah, it's fucking hilarious. I'm watching these testimony. I'm like, this is fucking hysterical. And then I'm watching this other guy who's like a concierge or some guy worked at one of their buildings that they lived at, and this guy has had it with this mess, and he was like giving a video deposition, and they're asking him questions, and he's in his car, so he's got like vertical phone thing, and it's from his car. They're like, "Hey, do you remember on October 23rd? Nope. Do you remember how she had? Nope. Do you remember? Nope." He was just saying no to everything, and nope. Like, is it? Do you think? Nope. Like, so you don't know any of these questions? He's like, I don't remember. It was many years ago, and frankly, I'm tired of remembering it. And it's been so long, I just don't remember. It's been years ago, so no, I don't remember. And I'm tired of this thing. I'm ready for this case to be over.
Right.
I'm ready to have it out of my life and over and done with. Blah blah blah. And then they pan over to Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp's just like this. Yeah, and he's like, yep, nope, no, and like, is it possible that did you see? Nope, I didn't see no bruising. I didn't see no marks or no bruising. Well, is it possible that I don't know? I wasn't looking at that. I was too busy doing my job. I was at work. Like really snarky to the people asking the questions, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, this is getting ridiculous. Like these people that are getting. I mean, if you think about it, this is like early 2000s that this has been going on for like fucking ever. So these people are maybe late 2000s, but these people are like over it. Like the people involved.
Yeah.
Do you remember what somebody was wearing fucking 8 years ago or whatever it is? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even remember what I was wearing last week, much less what somebody else was wearing. The only thing I could think of in some of those cases is like if somebody like the neighbor, 2016, whatever, dude, 2016, like.
But still, it's like, you know.
Hey, do you remember what T-shirt I was wearing last week on small screen?
The one that had the sleeves.
Yeah, that one. Like, so these people, like, they're just like freaking over it. You know what I mean? It's like 6-7 years. But what was I gonna say before Reese distracted me with the 2016?
Yeah, they're not. They don't care. They're over it. They're already like they're.
Yeah, they're freaking over it. Like oh no, but it doesn't matter.
These people are like that's the thing. It's like for somebody like this concierge, he probably has movie stars in and out of there all the time. And he's like, they're not that important to me. Like they're not like they think they are, but
and they've had to do depositions and they've had to like over and over, and a lot of them were called into the British, like the UK. Defamation trial. It was black. The defecation trial, or sorry, the defamation trial. No, the Depp. I keep switching from defamation to defecation. Yeah. Either way, it's a giant shit show. It's crazy, crazy. But anyway, that's enough. Like, I don't want to get too far into this Johnny Depp thing. Like, it's silly, but I understand why Johnny Depp wanted to do this. Like, even if he's already lost ahead of time, so any spotlight that he can put on himself either redeems him or pulls her down too. One of the two, you know what I mean? And it makes him look not as bad. So I don't know. It's a complete mess. Both parties look terrible, and all basically the entire world is just eating popcorn watching this whole thing. So anyway, all right.
This is the best movie Johnny Depp's had in years.
Yeah, it's wild. It's super wild. So anyway, cool. Well, let's wrap it up so I can grab some food, and we're going to come back in a little bit, guys. If you haven't subscribed or hit the notification to this channel yet, please do it, and you'll get notified. And I'll have the link up here in a little bit going for the Versus episode that we'll be doing, where we're going to be doing Antlers versus Tusk. So I'll have that going in a little. And Curtis, I'm going to just end this and then bail. And actually, I'll talk to you here in just a second. Again, guys, help. Subscribe to the channel, guys, if you get a sec, and boom, and We'll see you next time.